Earth signs, hi. So I'm doing a relationship connection reading today for you, with you. And this is for Capricorn, Taurus, and Capricorn, Taurus, no, sorry, Virgo. There we go. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. All right, so I'm going to start off with your cards. All right. Now, because this is a general reading, it may not resonate for everyone. If it does resonate for you, however, I will be doing an extended reading on the connection itself. And the information for that is in the link below. Also, don't forget to push subscribe, because then you'll have notification when my video, when the videos are released on my channel. And I do other readings. I do general readings as well as love readings. And I also do, I'm going to be doing kind of question and answer readings coming up. All right, so let's take a look here, Virgo. Let's see what's going on. So I am starting with the Llewellyn deck, but I'm going to be clarifying with the Oracle deck, which is the Wisdom of Avalon. So for you, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. So this looks to me like you're figuring out, you're strategizing how to keep creating this new future for yourself that you've been moving towards, which encompasses much more kind of what your heart desires at this point in life. So under the Eight of Pentacles, which is the strategizing, the kind of putting together ideas, a plan, a strategy of how, what you're going to do, we've got the Novice and we've got the Swan. So the Novice is kind of like you're starting over. It's almost like the past didn't exist and you want to be brand new here. And I can see that with the Seven of Cups showing up there too. So it's kind of like, okay, the past is over, gone, done. Let's just pretend, or let's just start over, and let's create a whole new reality here, like a new story about, who I am and where I'm going and stuff like that. And start over, and in that way, everything's brand new for you. So this is kind of trusting the psychic and with the Swan, and transformation happening that way. So it's almost like, okay, was that chapter. Now this is this. It's almost like a new book. It's not even a chapter, because chapters kind of run into each other usually. So that was that book, and that book's finished, and the end. Now this is a whole new book, and I'm writing a whole new book here. Okay, and that's what we've got with the Seven of Cups showing up here, and we've got fear. Now that's interesting, not surprising, and we've got the High Priestess. So I think this whole new beginning is kind of coming from a bit of fear, and psychically, I think you know that. I think, because we've got the High Priestess showing up here, so we've got prophecy and vision and discernment. So I think you kind of know that, but you want to continue anyway, because it's kind of like, it's kind of, I always think of it as the Seven of Cups, a bit like Christmas, where you've got all these, new possibilities, and you kind of unwrap presents, and it's like, oh, wow, look at this. Oh, wow, look at that, right? And then you kind of blocked out last Christmas. Well, I kind of feel that that's what this is about, except we've got the fear card in here. And fear is one of the cards that shows up when you're entering this new path. So I think this is getting you on the path, because you got the Knight of Wands, and you're going to just keep moving on this path because you're really determined to fulfill your heart's desire here. So let's see the Knight of Wands. We've got... Oops. Let me put that back, because I took that off the bottom of the deck. We've got the Knight of Wands, we've got the Grail Knight, and we've got the Raven. So the Grail Knight is kind of seeking the sacred. It's kind of a romantic version. It's kind of like the knight in shining armor coming towards me. And that's what this is. This is something coming that you want to come towards you. You want it just magically. I'm going to meet somebody. It's going to be coincidental, synchronistic. We're going to fall in love. There's going to be romance. And it's going to be this wonderful sacred connection. Okay? And that's what your heart's desire is showing here. And we've got the Fire Fairy, and we've got the Spider. So trying to create this, being really optimistic, and moving this into action with the Fire Fairy, and treating it like a project. And that's what the Spider is. The Spider is like, okay, I'm going to create this web, and I'm going to this path, and on this path, never mind the other path, it's over. Now I'm on this path. I'm going to draw in people. Now, it sounds very magical, and, you know, we'll see where it goes. The only thing that just, you know, kind of is a red light here for me is the fear card showing up there. I'm going to get another card, and this is perception coming on that. Okay, so under fear, we've got perception and the wounded human ego. Okay. So that tells me that this is creating this magical kind of idea of this because you've been hurt, because of your perception, and because you're afraid. Okay, so let's see how this affects. Now we're going to do a person, you know, this person in your life's cards, and we'll see how this connects with the connection here. So we've got Judgment, the Horned One, Knight of Swords, and Ten of Wands. Now the Horned One's kind of like the Devil card. Okay, so let's see. So under Judgment, we've got the deer and we've got the dog. So we've got the deer, which is gentleness and diplomacy, and we've got the dog, which is loyalty and sincerity. So your person is kind of going through a rebirth themselves, like a different, they've come in from a hard, you know, fought war type thing. And, you know, they're taking a break. They're in a place of meditation and relaxation. They still have their sword with them, but they're not using their sword right now. Instead, they're kind of opening up to, you know, visions that are coming towards them. And in this vision is being approached with a sense of, you know, shifting of perceptions as well. So I do see perceptions shifting on both sides. And I see this loyalty and, you know, diplomacy and gentleness coming through this. Now we've got the Devil card here. Let's see what's that. So we've got the cat and we've got rebirth. Okay, so I think the perceptions that are showing here under the Judgment card, under the rebirth, once again, there's the one card here, the same as in your reading where we had the fear, we've got the Devil card here. Okay, now let's see, we've got rebirth and we've got healthy boundaries and independence showing up here. And then we've got the Devil card, so let me see what that's about. We've got the Bard here. So moving into joy and creativity. So wanting to create, or being part of, as I say with this rebirth seems to be coming from perception rather than kind of like a whole new thing being born, because I still see it being in process. So independence, healthy boundaries, the beauty of creation and rebirth happening here over top of the Devil. I want to see how that comes out. We've got the Knight of Swords showing up, so I feel like your person is definitely moving towards what they want. Communication is happening big time here, and that's what the Knight of Swords is about too, because the sword is the you know, the symbol for communication and ideas and actually communicating. So I see a lot of communicating coming from from your person to you, right? Trying to kind of get through this little bit of dark energy that's still left here that's creating doubts and fears. Okay, because your person's wanting to move into building something solid in their life. And they're still a little bit doubtful as to where that's because it's still there. Same with you. We still have fear kind of in. So it's kind of like you're both creating what you desire in life with the Ten of Wands showing up here and with the Knight of Swords. And then we got disruption and partnership. Something that just came to mind is that John Lennon line where he says, what is it? Life happens while you're busy making other plans. That's kind of what I see happening here. I kind of feel like life is happening while you're busy making other plans. So I kind of feel like there's two things going on in both cases, where there's a future plan or future vision, but there's also other things that are happening below that surface. and that's where we've got disruption, and we've got the devil card coming in here. So there's endings and there's fear still, but on top of that, there's wanting to move towards partnership and wanting to build something solid. So there's still process, and I feel the same here, because we got the wounded human ego and we've got fear showing up. But on top of that, you're building another layer, okay? So let's take a look at the relationship itself, or the connection. So we've got the Emperor, and we've got wealth coming there. And so wealth is and we've got letting go. So the Emperor, now if the Emperor is the connection itself, the Emperor has its own power, and the Emperor represents the building of the empire, and that is being built by this connection, okay? So the empire is wanting to move into abundance and wealth, and wanting to let go of things that take that away, okay? So it's really wanting, an empire that's built on prosperity and abundance, okay? And letting go of anything that doesn't represent that or doesn't come into that. And that's kind of what I see happening here too, even though it's still in process. It's the biggest layer is the rebirth, okay? And underneath is still some of the old yucky stuff that's being processed and being layered over by the new. We've got the Five of Wands showing up here in the connection, and we've got forgiveness. So going through the motions, and that's where the communication here is big time, I think, and going through the relationship itself, the connection itself is wanting to forgive the people for, how can I say it, for disrupting the connection. It's kind of like the relationship is saying, it's okay, I understand. This is your people. You're going through your own stuff. You're both individuals. You're both dealing with your own fears and your own doubts and your own things that are haunting you. And I understand that, and I forgive you. And that's basically what the connection is saying to the people involved in it, okay? So we've got the Page of Pentacles here from the connection, and the Horse. And the Horse is accepting help from another and delegating authority. So I see there's opportunities from this connection, coming to this connection, knowledge and wisdom of new possibilities coming to the connection. And I think it's coming through this communication. So I think it's about accepting help from each other and maybe from outside sources, okay? Which is probably why you're watching this tarot reading right now. Because this is moving towards the destiny. And I feel like this connection has its own destiny here that it's going to play out. And it feels risky to be on this path. It's asking the people to take the risk, to believe in the destiny, and to get help to come to the connection, okay? And then we've got the Merlin, which is alchemy, justice, and balance. So it's asking the universe for help. It's saying, and that's what the Horse is doing, and it's coming from the universe. The Page of Pentacles is offering wisdom and, knowledge, the beginning of it, and asking the people to take the risk, to believe in magic and balance, and believe in, the destiny of the connection itself. All right, I'll just draw one more card here before I let go. We've got the Wind Fairy, which is thoughts, words, and intellectual analysis. So a lot of communication happening here. A lot of looking at things differently, different perceptions coming out of it, because the relationship itself is forgiving, okay? It has its own power. All right, thanks a lot, Virgo, and I will be moving in doing a extended reading on the connection. So if this did resonate, I'll see you there. If not, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you get access to the release dates. Okay, and have a good week.